this is take 7 of this intro, and I still don't know if it's Deinocheirus, Deinocheirus, duck, goose. I don't know what it's called, but I suddenly just realised I don't care. This isn't a paleontology video, this is the best build. Okay, for your subspecies, you're going to want to pick defense. I'm sure balance would also work, but I just think defense is better. Equip bite, and we are surprisingly going to get some use out of this ability. I'll show you more on that later in the video. Equip lone survivor and hear me out. Nictitating membrane doesn't do anything for us in PvP, so that's obviously out the question. And drenched blows is cool until you realise that 90% of the roster doesn't get wet, and then you're like, oh, okay, what's the point? Equip thick down, because who doesn't like extra health regen? We're going to equip burly, because it directly counters 4 of Duck's biggest enemies. Rex, Sachi, Mosa, Dino. They all do bone break. Those last 3 are limited to the water. So, if you recover from the bone break quicker, you can get out of the water and run off. And obviously, Burly's going to help against Rexes. I'm just going to come clean and say I don't know. I used tail attack, but that's because I didn't know if paddle tail increased turn speed. Because it says increases swim speed and turn speed. Does that mean it increases swim turn speed? Because we're already talking about the water? I don't know. I used tail attack for this video just to prove that even without the extra turning, you can still win. And finally, we're going to equip Hiss. This is a very good ability to open up a fight with an apex or just to reduce your damage taken. Whoa, don't click off just yet. I just wanted to say, I make these kind of videos all the time. I'm just trying to help the community with some builds. I would really appreciate your support. I'm trying to turn this into a future career, and if you would consider subscribing, that would really help. Thank you. Okay, there's the final build. It was on screen a second ago. If you missed it, I don't know what to tell you. You actually might be blind. Now we're going to fight a Rex, and I just want to say, don't comment, if he just stood still and spun in place, he would win. No shit. But if he did that, I would turn around and walk off, because I am a herbivore. Okay, with that out the way, let's get into this fight. What I'm doing is chasing him, trying to tail ride. I'm trying to land as many claws as I can, but you'll see sometimes I can't land them, and that's where the bite comes out. Look, you'll see right here comes a bite. Bang! Bite his tail because I couldn't land the claws. He stops, I try and get behind him a bit, he's spinning in place, I back off, hit him with a tail attack, just reset the fight. I tried to hit him with some break checks thing, doesn't really work, but it's alright. I'm bone broke. As I said, Burly is the saviour. I could face tank him for a little bit and then sprint off, get behind him again. Now honestly, I don't really know how to commentate this. I'm just running around, getting behind him, hitting him with the claws, hitting him with a bite when I can't land the claws, and repeating. If he ever stops to try and do the spinning in place, I back off a little bit if I need to. Sometimes I can just tail ride him still. He tries to land a bone break here, that doesn't hit me, I smack him with my tail, and then line up another tail ride. Very simple stuff really. Now with this fight coming to an end, there's a few things I need to do. Stay away from his face and make sure I don't get bone broke. If I can do that, then I should win this fight. I feel more agile than him, so I can just keep running in, trading hits with his body, and just like that he loses. Okay, with this next fight, I want to show you something I do all the time. I don't even think about it anymore. I'm running head on, face first into the Spino, and at the last second I flick my camera one way, and instantly I'm behind him. Within the first second of the fight, I'm behind him. And I am just going to capitalize on this tail ride. I follow him, hitting him with as many claws as I can, and when he eventually catches me out, I hit him with a nice little break check kind of thing, and then I force my hitbox into his, and that just pushes me directly behind him, and I am ready to continue again. He shakes me off, I break out, instantly pop a hiss, and I'm ready to just go nuts. Turn into him, face tanking him, I don't care. I'm ramming my hitbox into him. This is a tactic you're going to need to learn, and it just pushes me behind him again. I am just following him, keeping up the pressure, keeping up the tail ride when I can, and once my hiss has run out, well, you'll see what I do in a second. I don't want to face tank without hiss. I'm lagging around a little bit, so I say, you know what, forget this, let's take this fight to the water. I bait him to come into the water, and can I just say the water on this map is super nice. And now it's time to test out the water capabilities of this build. I stay above him as much as I can, hitting his sail with the claws, trying to bait out his hits and then going in and hitting him with my own. Duck feels really agile in the water, so the ability to just stay above, like drift in and out and hitting your opponent is really easy. It feels really nice to do. And very easily I dropped a Spino. Now this is a bit of a rogue one, but we are fighting a Carchar in this video. I don't really fight Carchars just because I think if you want to be a good Carchar, you have to spend like 10 minutes bleeding out your opponent, and that is super dead to watch. But for this fight, I think it's going to be alright. He pops a buff cool like every other Carchar player, not knowing what kind of dinosaur I am. Of course this buff cool doesn't affect me, but oh well. And my tactic is just to trade hits when I can. I can't chase him, I'm going to bleed if I do. I can't catch him, he's too fast. So I'm literally just trying to catch him out when he goes in. But whenever I go in, it seems kind of laggy. But look, I catch him on the rocks and I'm just going to go ham. He charges away, a lovely little announcement, I'll blur that. Basically, all I'm trying to do is just catch him out when he goes in. Trade the attacks because he doesn't have the highest health. So, if I trade hits every time he hits me, he's going to die. I mean, look at him, he's already on death scars just because I've caught him out, got him stuck on the terrain, and I've been playing it carefully. I see a nice little cliff here and I get an idea. You'll see it in just a second. The way Carchar plays is he goes in and then you kind of turn out and then, just run off. But he can't turn out if he's against a cliff. Just like that, I saw his only exit, I charged at it and cut him off and killed him. GG's, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing. I've run out of things to say. If you hear this, go give your mum a hug, because she deserves one.